For many people, sleep is a burden which they would love to do away with. I mean, imagine how much more you could do in a day with 2 extra hours. But what would actually happen if you cut out 2 hours of your sleep every night? First, we need to understand how much sleep your body and brain actually need. The vast majority of research on the topic has concluded that around 8 hours of sleep is optimal for the average person. But today, almost 50% of people get 6 hours or less each night. Now, the first night of less sleep may actually trigger the mesolimbic system, releasing dopamine and giving you a sense of adrenaline. But your brain slowly begins to shut off the areas associated with planning and making decisions. And even though you may still feel fine getting 6 hours, the truth is actually much darker and worrisome than you might realize. Scientists use a technique known as psychomotor vigilance tasks, or PVTs, to understand the impact of sleep deprivation on humans in studies. Simply put, it's a reaction test. A red button randomly turns green, and people have to push it as fast as possible. Not so surprisingly, those who get 8 hours of sleep over a 2-week period show very few lapses in attention and no cognitive declines. But those groups that receive either 6 or 4 hours of sleep see declining PVT results on almost a daily basis for the entire 2-week period. Of course, the 4-hour group performs the worst. But these results don't just show a loss of concentration, they show full lapses in awareness called microsleeps. In other words, their brains aren't just slower, but shutting off for moments at a time. When looking at the results deeper, scientists concluded that getting 6 hours of sleep for 10 days in a row was the same as not sleeping for 24 hours straight. That's the same cognitive decline as being legally drunk. And if you get 4 hours of sleep for 11 days, it's like you haven't slept for 48 hours straight. These studies also show that participants were not at all aware of their cognitive declines. In other words, when you're tired, it's like being that drunk person at a party who insists that they can drive home fine. Other tests show that your ability to memorize and retain information, or even do simple math or problem solving, decline at similar rates. But perhaps the scariest fact is that even after one night of 4 or 5 hours of sleep, your natural killer cells, which stop cancer cells from proliferating in your body, drop by 70%. You're also more likely to catch a cold because your immune system is weakened, which is why when we're sick, we feel compelled to sleep so much. Chronic lack of sleep is also linked to bowel, prostate, and breast cancer, and people over 45 who sleep under 6 hours a night are also 200% more likely to have a heart attack or stroke. Even the World Health Organization has classified any form of nighttime shift work as a probable carcinogen. So even though you may swear that cutting 2 hours of sleep makes you so much more productive and that you don't feel any worse, just remember that every single day your cognitive abilities continue to decrease, costing you much more than you may have bargained for. Be sure to check out our latest video where we challenged ourselves to wear every single piece of plastic we used for 7 days while living our normal life in public, which was insanely embarrassing. We really want to make more content that can affect people's lives on the planet, and this one has a ton of cool science in it but wasn't seen by that many people, so we really appreciate you checking it out. And if you want to learn more about sleep and pushing yourself, our latest podcast is about hustle culture and touches on a variety of studies related to stress, sleep, and how much you should be working to optimize your results. We'll leave links in the description. Otherwise, be sure to subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time for another video.